So where last we left off, you guys had subdued some bandits that jumped you as soon as you walked into the Noble Market District. And you're doing this at the at the behest of Lord Colhelm, who has told you that basically there's three big things going on right now. He's been waiting for you guys to come back because he needs your help desperately. There's a string of robberies that have been going down in the Noble Market District. There are religious zealots that have taken over or are trying to take over the Great Library in the middle of Nala. And that what sparked all of this was the disappearance and or attack of Lady Sybil, who was that Sylvan elf who seemed to take particular interest in Korak not too many sessions back when you first met with all the lords and ladies in the cloakroom. So you first decided to strike out over to the Noble Market District, where, as soon as you entered, you were accosted by, I think it was 4 or 5 bandits with crossbows that tried to jump you and just take you out and take your stuff.
We took them out.
At the end of it, you have them basically completely subdued. And you were questioning. I don't remember how many were left alive. Did you leave the last 2 alive, or was it just 1?
I know I killed the one that was up on the roof when I armbarred him.
I have one down.
There was 3.
Okay.
There were 3 that we subdued, and we killed 3 others during the combat. But the 3 that subdued.
That's right. You took them down with your laughter, and then you guys basically ran.
Yeah, but then there's 3 more that we killed. But those 3 that are subdued, I don't know. I actually don't remember if we killed 2 of them, killed 1 of them, or killed none of them. That I actually don't.
I don't think we killed any of them. I think you guys had just kept them subdued.
Yeah, no, you haven't executed.
But I vaguely remember the first guy not answering us at all. So I don't know.
No, I intimidated.
Step on his face or something.
No, yeah, I used intimidation. I did not kill him.
Remember, Korak is taking a much more thoughtful approach now. Now, it'd be Tarask you want to worry about. He's the loose cannon. So, yeah, we pick up there. You basically, we ended with this bandit saying that it's Yasha, who is the bandit lord of this particular gang referred to as the Skullduggers. And that's where we pick up. So I want to go straight to you, Ishtar. And when you hear that name, it instantly rings a bell. You know exactly who she is. She was a friend of yours in the town of Luich when you were growing up, and you joined a small gang that you guys did petty crimes, and I think you refer to yourselves as the Bones. Yep. Yeah, and she apparently aspired to bigger and better things, and here she is now trying to make a name for herself.
Yeah, the Bones was mainly
the
Bones were mainly, it was teenage kids and steal food and steal coins here and there. We weren't up to the murder extortion type stuff. It was graffiti probably.
Right.
So you guys were the local teenage hoodlums.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go over to Ishtar, and he says that name, you instantly recognize it. Do you have any further questions for him? He's basically, let's see, Korak has one underneath his foot, Tarask has one underneath his foot, I believe, and then I think... Does Dane or does Ishtar?
No, I was on my way down. I was on my way down. Go ahead.
I remember saying I wasn't going to do it because I don't think Ishtar could really hold someone down. So whichever one said Yasha. Whichever one, I go over to that one.
I think that's the one under the Korak. Because Korak
so I go to the one under Korak. Yeah. When he said the name, I had kind of my crossbow across the back of my shoulder. I looked out and I'm Yasha. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time. And then I walk over, I take the cross when I point at that guy's face. and I says, I gotta ask, is this Yasha from Lewich? I'm literally like the crossbow right at his face.
Yeah, he's got tears on his face because he's been laughing so hard. Let me.
Is the other one still laughing,
roll
or
for
did
him
he break out of it?
quick. Okay, he breaks out of it. The other two, the one that is under Tarask is still cracking up, and the other one kicks out of it.
Okay.
So he's got tears on his face, but he manages to steel himself.
I was going to say,
he manages to steal himself, and go ahead.
I was going to say, once I get down, I figured once I kill that guy, I'd head down. Probably would end up getting down about the time that that guy breaks out of it. The one who's still not restrained, and since he's prone, I'll go over to him, and I will pretty much take my knee to his chest or back, whichever is face up, and I'll look at him saying, "You move, I do the same to you that I did to your friend up there."
Yeah, and you have no problem restraining him. He's just laughing.
I thought
uncontrollably.
I thought he broke out of it.
Nope, the one under Korak's foot. Wait, no, you're right. The one under Korak's foot broke out of it, and then this guy broke out of it. Yeah, so he's got a panicked look on his face.
Okay.
And you come over to him, and yeah, he's like, he's completely emotionless. He's got his hands up, like he's not going to do anything.
I had the crossbow at his face, and I says, Yasha. He says, is this Yasha from Lewich?
He says, I don't know, and he's a scruffy, maybe 30s, and kind of torn, ripped clothing, but he's got some jewels on that he clearly stole, and he's missing some teeth. He's got a gold tooth, and he's like, I don't know where she's from, man. All I know is her last name's Vilikova, Yasha Vilikova. That's all I know.
I have no idea if that's her last name. Okay.
Yeah.
Yasha.
Yep. It's
so
the
I
same
saw the
Yasha.
crossbow in his face. I kind of look up and I'm like, Yasha Vilikova. And I look back at him. I says, I grew up with her. Let me talk to her. I kind of put the crossbow like up to his nose at this point.
Make an intimidation check.
I don't have intimidation.
So just charisma. You got anything else?
Oh,
Persuasion?
I got bluffing. I got flirtation. Carousing.
I mean, you can flirt with him if you really want.
No. What was the one you said before flirting?
I got bluffing. So I'm not really bluffing, but...
Nope.
No, just do a straight charisma check.
Talk.
All right. 2 6s, damn. 12. 19.
Nice.
Okay, he starts to smile a little bit, and then his smile quickly fades as you kind of like press the crossbow into his nose, and it starts to compress his nose a little bit. And he's like, okay, yeah, well, I can take you through the city, and I can make sure that the other guys don't jump you. Does that sound good?
Yes, I would like to.
You can get that thing off my nose now. You can move.
I take it off his nose, but I still point at him. And I look at him like, I really do just want to talk to her. I actually know you're Yasha.
He's like, well, I'm standing up, and he's gonna go to stand up.
I'll remove my boot.
And I was just gonna say, he looks at Korak and he's like, and he'll stand up and dust himself off, and the other guy, he'll eventually shake the laughter, and Tarask, the guy underneath, he stops laughing.
What makes him stop laughing is I pull out one of my swords and I kind of put it up against his shoulder, and I start to like twist it into his arm, and I'm like, something funny, buddy. And he kind of...
Okay, Okay. Quick question. With my guy, I'd want to get him up and then put him in an arm lock, with the sole purpose of kind of making sure the other guys understand that we really do mean business.
Actually, here's
Yeah,
a
you
good
can
idea.
keep his arms.
The guy that I was talking to, how about we keep the one that Dan
Yeah.
and Tarask has, keep them here. We let the guy go, tell him, and I pretty much tell him, like, tell Yasha that Ishtar would like to talk to him, and I do not mean her harm. And I says, we will keep these two here to honor him, but if Yasha comes, we will let them go. Oh, and I got kids.
He kind of like, he looks around at all of you to make sure that he's not about to get like stabbed as he runs off. He's like, yeah, I can go get her.
In that case, I'll look at the guy. I'll stand him up. I'll look at him and say, and I grab his arm, but I don't put him in the arm lock. I say, again, if you move, I'll do to you what I did to him, and I point up to the roof.
And
You've got his arm locked up behind him. He's like, yeah, okay.
and we're right by the gate too, right?
So
Yeah, pretty much. You're about maybe like, it's within sprinting
So I
distance.
suggest
for sure.
we should
It's closed.
back up towards the gate in case.
He says, yeah. So he'll scurry off if nobody else is going to accost
I
him.
say we should back up towards the gate with these two in case they do screw us. We can get out of there or kill them.
Agreed.
Tarask looks a little doubtfully over at his friends and just at the guy running away, and kind of looks at Ishtar and goes, "You think he cares enough about these two?"
I turn around and I says, Yasha, let's just say we grew up in a gang together in Lewich. So
And Tarask is just
I may
going
be
to
able to
point
work this
way.
out without wholesale slaughter.
He's just going to point at the guy running away, going, "Not Yasha, that guy. Do you trust that he cares enough about these two idiots?"
I think he'll at least report to Yasha.
Yeah,
And I think
probably.
mentioning my name will get some type of reaction out of her.
Let's hope it's not an ambush.
The two, as you guys have this conversation, the two guys you have in custody are visibly nervous and shaken. They're like looking around, they're sweating
I
profusely.
don't think I left on bad terms. Oh no, I got taken out of the bones by Orso. That's right. Yeah.
Maybe we should tie one or both of them up. I'd like to go get a better position in case he comes back with more than just Yasha.
That's fine. Well, I don't expect her to come alone, but I just figured if we get towards the gate, we can. Oh, bless you. That was a good timing.
And Tarask goes, "What?"
All right, so
I look over at you, Tarask, and say, I'm not that concerned. I've got cover, and I just kind of give a little twist on that guy, on the guy's arm, kind of implying that if they shoot, they're going to be hitting him first, not me.
Tarask shrugs and takes his guy and shuffles some rope out of his bag and walks over towards Korak and says, "Do you mind doing the honors?" And kind of pushes the guy towards him and holds out the rope.
Okay. So Korak will tie him up.
Yeah, you know how to do a basic knot, so just give me a strength check to see how nice and tidy it is and strong.
Strength.
Yep.
16.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, you get a nice tight knot around his wrists, and he's incapable of using his arms. You can probably even drape it down and get it around his ankles too, so he can't run.
now I turn to my party members. And I say, like, I do know this Yasha. I have decent history with her. I says, I am going to try and end this without complete bloodshed. But, and I say, but, if this goes south, don't hold back.
Taraska's gonna nod and say, I'm gonna go. It's usually best I don't do the talking anyway. And he's gonna head over by where they were when they jumped them, because I assume that's still within sight. It was when they were shooting at us.
Oh yeah, you're right down the way. Think of
Yeah,
it
we
as
walked in the gate and got
as a-
attacked.
Yeah.
yeah, think of it as like a small-ish brick road, and kind of like that picture you showed us, Caleb, of that Lankmar street.
Oh, the bridges are like across, and okay.
Yeah. There's no bridges and stuff like that, and it's
Well,
more
more like
medieval.
very-
but it's essentially
They're
kind of
high
like
rises,
a straight
alleyways.
narrow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go climb up where they
Yeah.
were, and I'm using that cloak that I received when I joined the order, and or started working with the order, and I'm just gonna go get a nice hidden position and keep an eye on my friends.
I forgot. What's your primary
Yeah.
weapon?
Mine is a longbow.
Okay, not a crossbow. Okay.
Okay, so you're
so Ishtar-
going to be making a stealth check. Now, the cloak that you referred to is an ability that you can use, I think, once or twice a day. I think it's twice. And it adds like some like 2d6 or 3d6 to your stealth
It's
checks.
twice per day. Duration 5 minutes. Okay, so I might not use it yet. I guess I'd probably try to like wait a reasonable amount of time and try to guess it. But or I would actually use it right when I start to see somebody. But it lasts for 5 minutes, and I add 2d6 to attempts at stealth for the duration.
Yep. So yeah, basically you head out maybe 30 feet down the road a little bit, and you start to kind of climb your way up the side of a building. You make your way into a busted window where you know it's going to be easier to go up in there, and that, as soon as you enter the building, is when you kind of slip into the shadows, and you know you'll be able to do that. So make your stealth check. It's just agility stealth plus that 2d6 for using the cloak of shadows.
Okay, that's a max roll of 7d6. And that is a 23 with 3 6s.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Add a luck die to your luck dice pool for this session. So, okay, what'd you say that was again?
23.
23. Okay. And also make a perception test for me. As he is going off and doing this, what is Korak and Dane and Ishtar up to? First we'll go to Korak. Because Korak's been kind of... He's tied somebody up, and now what's going through his mind? What's going on with Korak?
Well, he'll drag him over behind one of the crates, and he's just going to sort of hunker down there, take cover, wait to see what happens.
Okay.
And he is also going to take one of the pipe, the healing acorns.
Oh, okay. You took a little damage in the last encounter.
The acorn of the pipe mold flower.
Yes, so we got 5 back.
Nice.
Very nice. What's that put you at?
That puts me up to 34. I'm still down quite a bit.
That's an 18 on my perception, by the way.
All right. Let me make a quick.
Your camera's like going.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. See, that's what I'm talking about. I tried to fix it, and it. Okay, as you are sneaking about through the this building, you can hear the patter of many feet. It's and it sounds like there are people a floor above you, maybe even on the roof.
I can see my friends from here, right? I have a clear shot at them.
Oh yeah, you make yourself up to a window and then you can see
Okay,
see
so
down.
I'm
and you can see
going
them.
to take an arrow out and shoot it down. I'm going to shoot it like 3 feet to the right of Ishtar.
Zzz.
Probably Ishtar's like, oh, what? And then I probably know his arrows by now, right? I would assume I know like his arrows by sight. So
I would think so. Yeah, we've been together for a while.
yeah, I was kind of more standing on the open waiting. I will step back a little bit closer to the gate. Actually, no, I'll grab the arrow and then I'll step back.
Okay, yeah, as you step back, 2 more arrows come flying out from some windows in the alleyway, and the 2 guys that are with you take those arrows, one to the neck and the other straight to the heart, and they both just poof, poof, and they hit the ground. So the 2 guys that you had are dead. They took 2 arrows. And then you hear a voice. Make a perception test. All of you can. Tarask, since you're in a building and it's a listening check, just take 1d6 off.
I got 3 6s on that.
Nice.
Give yourself a luck die.
That's a 16 for me.
Okay. I got
Okay, good.
28 total.
5
but
6s and a 1.
5 6s. There you go.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah,
give me
give
one of
yourself
those
a luck
sixes,
die.
guys. I ain't got
Everybody's
nothing.
quitting.
I've got nothing. I got nothing. 8.
And so Dane is the only one who's kind of looking around and can't tell where the voice is coming from. You can clearly hear a voice. It's a woman's voice. And everybody else, you can tell that it's coming from a rooftop that is Tarask. It is on the other side of the street from you. And with your roll, you're not exactly able to pinpoint exactly where it's coming from, but you know the rooftop. Somewhere on top of that rooftop, there's a woman is shouting down. Korak, on the other hand, you can tell that there is that voice is coming from behind a wind-powered ventilation circle thing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
But I didn't mishear the people above me, right? I just want to make sure I understand that. I did hear feet. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, and Ishtar, you spot the same. Along with Korak, you both can see, right? And Dane's just kind of like, huh? And the voice calls down, and it says, what's Ishtar's last name again?
Parator.
Yep. He says, Ishtar Parator.
So I look up at her.
He says, is that you?
Yes, it is, Yasha.
And it's at that moment that you all notice about 20 on each side of these bandits carrying a mix of crossbows or short bows. So in total, about 40 that are up on the rooftops. And they're all pointing their weapons down onto you guys on the ground.
I look over at Ishtar.
She says,
I was going to look over at Ishtar, now seeing this, go, are you sure this is going to end peacefully? I say that pretty much under my breath to you.
Out of character, I go, hey, it's me.
yeah, and she...
So as I say, yes, it's me, and then I see all the archers line up and says, it's been a long time, Yasha.
She says it has indeed, and she steps out from her hiding spot, and this is what you see. I'm gonna post that up in chat here. She steps out. She's got this long red hair. She's quite stunning, and yeah, she steps out and is looking straight at you, but of course this is at a distance, and she says, "You've grown a beard. You've grown up."
Yeah, I guess it has been a while. This is I go, yeah,
She
I
says-
guess I kind of like the beard.
She says, "Tell me, are you here to join in our ransacking of these filthy rich?"
Join you? No, I would like to talk to you, preferably without all these arrows pointed at me. I promise I'm not here. I am not
Yes.
here to harm you. And it says, as you can see, I'll put my arms up and turn around, and I'll like spin around. All I have is this blade and my crossbow.
And she says, she kind of takes it in. She says, "Don't tell me you're a do-gooder now, Ishtar."
Maybe a little bit. That says, to be fair, I had no idea you were here.
She takes a more stern look and she says, "What are you doing here?"
Well, I'll be frank. We are looking for something else. We were told that there were problems here, and we said we'd look into it. We walked in the gate, and we got attacked instantly. I will admit, some of them are dead. Some of them, well, we left some of them alive.
I looked down at the guy who took the arrow to the whichever one I was holding on to. Yeah,
Actually, yeah, Ishtar might not know that. Ishtar might not know they were killed.
Oh no, they were definitely
Okay.
shot right in front
So
of
it
you.
says
You know that they were.
we got attacked as soon as we got in here. I says we defended ourselves, but we did leave 3 alive. Well, and he looks and like, well, there's one still alive.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And yeah, you see the guy that you left alive is beside her, kind of cowering off to the side.
I give him a thumbs up. If I can,
And she
if
looks
I can
back.
actually see him, I give him like a thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he sees you. And so basically what you're trying to tell her is that you're not here for her. Because you said you came here for a different reason.
Yes, because I guess this is what Ishtar's. We came here to kind of eliminate this problem, but Ishtar found out that there's a very important person from his past who Ishtar probably does not want to kill and is trying to figure out on the spot how to handle this without wholesale slaughter. I would like to put an end to this without killing her or getting into combat with 40 snipers. I guess that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, my long-term goal, Ishtar's going to try and sweet talk her, maybe join up with us and help us.
Right. But what I'm trying to assess right now is if you are trying to dupe her into thinking something other than you are here to stop. Because what she's asking is, are you a do-gooder?
I said, yeah, a little bit.
What are you doing here?
Okay. I says, well, we were sent here to take care of the looting problem. I says, be frank, I hadn't.
She says, she stops you there. She says, yeah, we're here. We're taking care of the looting problem too. And the Ishtar I know, well, you could be helping us.
Well, I haven't stopped looting, but I says, Yasha.
At which point Dane gives him a sideways look.
I'm not here to fight you.
She says, she says, I like you, Ishtar. We've got some memories together, to be sure. If you turn around and leave right now, I won't kill you and all your friends. Tarask, make another perception test.
And please pass it.
17.
Okay. Yes, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs where you're at. Make another stealth check with your plus 2d6 to hide. You know people are coming, and you might be able to situate yourself in a way that you aren't seen if you want to do that.
Hey, Ishtar is going to try and say one more thing.
So that's 15. Wow. I'm still using my cloak, right? That's still active. Okay, then yeah, it's 5, 10, 15, 35.
Wow.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Yeah, you just melt into the
2 6s,
into the
3
room,
5s, 2 4s.
and you see 3 guys come running down the stairs with their short swords, and they kick over a few things, and they're looking around, and then they quickly go to the next conjoined room. At which point you hear them kind of rustle through that room and then go back upstairs, back onto the roof, and off to another room. Ishtar, go ahead.
Ishtar was going to say, Yasha, would you and your band like to earn a good bit of coin? And maybe not, because Yasha, if we leave, the guard or someone else is probably going to come in. Do you want to earn some coin with us?
So make a charisma test. And it's not necessarily bluffing. I'll let you add 1d6 for flirting, though, if you choose to inflect it in that kind of way.
I'm going to add a luck die to this.
Good call.
Okay. 24.
Korak, you've noticed a few of the 24. Korak, you've noticed a few of the bandits have noticed who you are, and you can hear subtle murmurs of your name kind of being whispered, kind of passed down like a chain. Like, she looks at you, Ishtar, and she says, "I'm listening."
Okay, out of character. Where are those religious zealots?
They're at the library.
They are in the Grand Library.
Okay. There is a lot bigger problem that is at the library that, frankly, we may need some help. I am asking if you would help us out, and you know how good I am with talking, will talk to, I was going to say the king, not the king. I just don't say, I says I will talk to a lot of people in charge and get you paid. Maybe turn their back on some things you've committed.
She says, "Oh, Ishtar, you've changed. You've changed indeed. I'm not in the business of doing favors for people, no matter how much it pays."
Oh, the coin is good, trust me. And I show like my armor, my crossbow, and I'm like, I think I got this stuff. Oh, and my loot. I got the high quality loot. Well, yeah, so I pull out the loot and I'm like, not all of me has changed. I says, I still got this.
She pulls up a baggie and she opens it up and she pulls out a very luminescent, very shiny, very beautiful red ruby. And she puts it in her hand and she says, "I think I'm good. These rich bastards here have enough for us to retire on." She drops it back in her bag and tightens it up, and she says, "No, I'm pretty sure you can either leave, Because I'm not interested in doing anything for anybody. Nobody's ever done anything for me. Why should I do anything for them?
I'm asking.
She kind of turns sideways a little bit, and she gives you like a quick look backwards, kind of seductively, and she says, "You were one with words," and she'll kind of walk out of view, and you hear an order barked, and you hear and see a lot of the guys on the rooftop begin to, like, prepare to shoot. And then she reappears on another rooftop, and she says, a little bit further back, and she says, "This is your last chance, Ishtar. Leave or become a human pincushion."
Oh, Yasha. All right. I said, you see me look around. I know I can't survive this. My friends, I don't know if they'll survive this. I was trying to avoid this. I can't promise what will come in behind me, but hey, if you ever want to catch up, I'll be in the library taking care of other problems. I start walking back towards the gate.
How far away is she?
To answer your question, Rory, Tarask, without basically getting on the ground and then walking across the street and going over to another building, there's no real way to get over on that side.
No, I'm sorry. I meant, can I get to a window on that side of the building that I'm in so I could try to see, like, I can't pinpoint the voice, but maybe if I could see better, I'd be able to give it a shot.
Yeah, just make another stealth check as you move through to find another window, because you know there's guys around with a chance of hearing you.
I says, Yasha, if we leave, will you let the rest of my party leave?
She said, "You're no good to me. I don't care who goes, who stays, whatever. All I know is I've made plenty of bank here, and we're done here." With a 24, yes, you are... Well, let me make a quick roll for them. It was close, but yes, you are able to get to another window where you can see her in clear view. Another building down. And then, Korak, to answer your question, I'd say she's about... Again, I'm terrible with lengths, but maybe 50 feet away on a rooftop.
Okay, so that's that would
What did I get a
be,
feeling I know what Crack's up to?
that'd be in my second range.
There's 40 snipers. I don't know how we're gonna...
Cut off the head.
Elijah.
Yeah, as soon as I add up all of the crossfire bonus, I don't think you guys want to be there when they let loose on that.
Yeah, this may be a fight we can't win.
Okay.
I know Ishtar will not survive this.
Yeah. Well, Korak's already
All the
hurt. So,
bonuses?
Korak will, Tarask probably will, Dane probably will.
I don't know if Korak can.
Tarask has his bow loaded and drawn at her, but he lowers his bow and starts to try to stealthily make his way out of the building, assuming he can hear everything that's being said.
Says Yasha. Yeah. Say, Yasha,
You can.
my guys are going to start moving. They're going to come with me. Please don't shoot them.
She says, No problem, Ishtar. It's too bad. We could have been great together.
Too bad indeed.
What would I want? I was going to say, what would I roll if I want to determine whether or not she's bluffing?
If you have any insight or investigation and logic.
I do have. I thought I had investigation.
That wouldn't directly apply, so I'd give you a 1d6. Tarask, yes, with a 19, they rolled a 14 on their perception. You're able to stealthily make your way back down to the group.
You know what? I'll just try. I'll do a straight logic check. It's 46 for me. Uh, 15.
As best as you can tell, she's being truthful.
Okay.
She seems to have a past with Ishtar, and seems to speak openly with him. So yeah, your best interpretation is that she's being truthful.
Okay.
By the sight of the ruby she held up, she's sitting pretty with the loot she's got. So.
And has a lot of people with her.
I can. Yeah. My thought was more: is she really going to let us go? And from what I can tell, yeah, she's going to.
Ishtar's pretty sure she will. Maybe a little worried, but he's pretty sure.
Yeah, when
I'll
you
follow-
get back up to the gate. Yeah, when you get back up to the gate, it's locked, first of all, because it's closed. And you
Oh, oops.
Yeah, the guards on the other side, you knock, you have to wait a little bit, and you knock, and the bandits above slowly start to disperse. There's still about 30 of them up there, but they're slowly kind of beginning to withdraw.
I turn around and go,
And,
it's locked, guys.
Yeah, and eventually, after 2 or 3 minutes, you hear a voice come from the other side, and it says, if you come through this door, we'll run you through, you thieving scum.
It's us from before.
What do you mean, us from before? You mean that group of piss ants that went in there to save the day?
We just walked in there 5 minutes ago, or however long ago. Yes,
He says, you hear him yell to his buddies. He says, "Guys, they're back already. They're shit pissed scared."
You come in here and look what it is.
How far up is the top of the wall?
How far up do you want it to be?
I can leap 28 feet up.
Holy shit. It's 30.
30? Okay. So I will do a running start, leap up, grab the top of the wall, and vault. And if I land on top of this idiot,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, you with that 28, you don't even really need to check. You guys see Korak just like leave, and you hear gasps of the bandits as he does that, and he leaps up and he comes down, and yeah, you're able to kind of look down and see that guy who's talking. They don't even see you up there, and you're able to just drop down on top of him if that's what you want to do. Yeah, you take him down to the ground.
Then I open the gate.
Yeah. Hey, Korak, the door.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Says as we come out to the other guards, it says, "Hey, you're welcome to go in and see."
I'm gonna push one.
It says some of them are dead.
Teras, you're gonna push one in?
No, not in. I'm just gonna walk past him and push him, like a bully. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna bully this guy hard.
Yeah, he. Make.
Ishtar just walks past with a big old grin.
Yeah, when you do that, Tarask, he raises his pike to you, and he says, "Don't make me use this."
Please.
Really, dude? Really? I said, if you just saw a half orc jump over this wall, jump on one of you guys, open a gate. You really want to piss us off?
Do you think the man who holds your leash would let you poke me with that little stick? Please.
He says, "You mess with one of the guard, you mess with all of the guard."
Well, then I'll just have to mess with all of the guard then.
We'd have the entire barracks here in
Then
minutes.
why haven't you cleaned out this section of the city, you little pissant?
You don't even need to make an intimidation check. He kind of looks to you very sheepishly, and then he looks down to the ground, and he says, "Get going on. You've made your point."
I'm going to start walking away, but loudly speaking to Korak and say, "I think he pissed himself. Did you see? I think he peed a bit."
He checks himself.
Okay. That didn't go so well.
I just
I say this to the party members. We'll be back
I
at
just
some point, I'm sure.
yeah, I walk by that guard and I give him this just disgusted look.
So that was supposed to be the easy job, right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, I passed by him. Yeah. Too bad I don't have the trip exploit. I had an idea in mind, but
Well, we still don't know where the noble lady is, so library it is.
yeah.
How big could it be? It's a human library.
How many libraries do Sylvan Elves have?
We have enough tomes to fill the largest building in any human capital. What do you know about Sylvan Elves?
Absolutely nothing.
Right. On rocks?
I have a character question. Have we met the captain of the guard at this city?
No, you haven't.
Okay. I look at Ishtar and say, I think before we head for the library, we should go report our findings and seek an audience with the captain of the guard.
Kind of look to the other party members. Ishtar's not. Ishtar kind of says, well, kind of sounds good, but I don't want to do that.
Okay.
As you're standing there talking,
just admit it, you fucked her, didn't you?
Well, before you say that, no, actually, in the middle of you saying that, an arrow flies over the wall, and it lands down. You almost get hit by it. It like grazes one of your shoulders, probably Dane's, as you're saying that, and it hits the ground, and it has a note attached to it.
Let's buy Dane. I'll let him pick it up, I guess.
Is that for me?
Okay, I'll pick it up. I'll read the note.
Yes, it's clearly for Ishtar.
Okay.
Taras says again. Is it for me?
I read it aloud.
You read it aloud?
Yes.
Well, when you read what it says prior to reading it aloud, you might not want to do that.
Okay.
It says, Ishtar, come in alone at night, and maybe we can catch up.
That's what the note says?
Yep.
After I read it, before I read it out loud, I read it and going, yeah, I know exactly what you did with her in the past. I just hand the note to you.
I didn't go that far.
and again, disgusted look.
Knowing Ishtar, probably. All right. Well, what time is it right now? This is daytime, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's probably close to afternoon.
Oh, okay. So we got. All right. So I will. As I read the note, I look, I guess, in a general direction. Okay. I look in a general direction of where the arrow came from, and I just give like a thumbs up. Just get like a. I probably don't see anyone. I just give a general thumbs up to that general area.
Uh-huh.
Just more like let them know I got the message. I don't want to yell like I got the message.
Yeah. Yeah, so so are you going to see the captain of the guard, or are you guys headed straight over to the library, or anywhere else for that matter?
Sorry. I guess I kind of figure let's check out the library at least more. I think we may have learned our lesson. We should do maybe like a recon check before. Kind of don't want to go back to the guard saying, "Yeah, we killed about 3, but there's 50 more who ran away."
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, those guys will probably report us anyway. So I do want to go to the guard, but maybe after we check out the library. So I just look at it now. If we go back, yeah, we killed about 3 of them, but there was about 50 of them left, and we didn't want to do that.
Okay. So, I mean,
So Ishtar is looking though. He says, "I know what you guys are probably thinking, but I do want to go back and talk to her." I look at Dane. I says, "Talk to her."
Dane just kind of whatever best emotes, yeah, whatever, and I do that kind of sigh and say, let's just get to the library.
As we're walking, Ishtar's going to keep talking. Like, I don't think she'll kill me. I think they would have done that. This is like as we're walking to the library, Ishtar's just going to go on and on. It's like, I don't think she'll kill me. If she does, you guys, I guess, will never know. But try and maybe see what can happen with this. Says like I was trying to recruit her to help us. She's got a good army with her. We could use that. But let's go to the
But
library.
she's not interested in getting paid for it. At least not financially
Well,
paid.
I hold up the note. I says, this says something.
so
It says you get nervous when you're talking about this person.
Yes, I'm kind of scared about it.
how about when we go over to the library, we do things a little more covertly.
We tried to be covert
Yeah, and
this
it's
time.
when you say that covert. Yeah, when you say covertly, you come up to a scene outside the library that is, by all measures, chaos. There are guards that seem to be just standing there watching a lot of this unfold, because if they were to step in, they might get swept up into it. So they're kind of acting like that riot police kind of thing, where they're containing the chaos in this area. And indeed, you see basically the people are trying to get into the library and they can't all fit. And you hear people screaming about the prophecy, and then you hear other people saying, we need to go in, we need to summon it, we need to come, let us all go. The more we have, the more likely he is to come.
How is the library? I guess more like satellite type map view. Is the library like a building by itself?
So if you, I don't know how far up in the game time chat you can find it, but there is a picture of the city of Nala, and it must be pretty high up there. Let me just re-upload it.
I'm just thinking maybe, yes, covertly is a good idea. We may want to try and get in the library with using the front door. I just played a lot of Dishonored. I have like alternate entry waypoints on my mind.
Right, this should come up any second. All right, there it is. So if you open that up, you can see where the Grand Library is at. You were just over in the green area at the Noble Market District. And then over to the right, in front of the right-hand barracks, there's the Grand Library.
So what's in there? Is it just the library? Is it like a huge building?
Well, yeah, it's massive. It's it stretches up pretty high, maybe 100 or so feet tall, and then it's very ornate, and yes, it's quite large.
So as we're walking up, I kind of, guys, we might want to avoid this. I said, might not want to go in the front door either.
Yeah, so just make a investigation or perception test. If you're going to use perception, only add 1d6 from your perception dice pool. Otherwise, it's an investigation check to find an alternate entrance into the library.
Okay, you said logic?
Yes, I'm sorry, logic. Intuition. Or no, intuition. It's okay. Intuition. Okay. Yeah. Intuition.
So, Correct got a 17.
14. I got 17 also.
I'm about to send my dice to jail. I'm getting Will Wheaton rolls.
Oh, you rolled a 1.
I rolled 2 1s.
You know, they actually do make dice
by a 2 and a 6. Don't tempt me.
And what about
Terras? 25, 3 6s.
Wow.
God.
I'd give yourself another luck die.
I'm already at max
I'm just
luck
looking
die.
at the Oh no, give yourself more over that, is what I'm saying. Anytime you're at... Yeah, because the pool is formed initially, and if I give you extra ones, that can go up and over it. Because the luck dice pool is something you can spend. I'm just going to assume that you're going to spend it.
Oh, I'm not spending it.
I mean, a good idea is me and Tarask are probably pretty stealthy. I know I'd split the party, but we can like sneak around and see.
I'm just going to kind of include that in the investigation check, and with Tarask's 25 and the 3 6s, yeah, he's able to find basically every entrance that you find. If you look at that map, there seems to be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different entrances, each leading to a different wing of the library. But then if you look at where the black line goes up from the outside, labeling it the Grand Library, you find an entrance right about there. And it seems to be, it's very well hidden, and it's kind of down into the ground a little bit, and you're able to kind of wedge yourself in between a few different things and drop down onto a little platform that you find a small-ish door that leads you into a room inside the library. Once you are inside, you can hear the faint, chaotic voices of people far off in the distance in the library. This room in particular seems like it hasn't been traversed in a very long time. There's not much in here. A table with an oil lamp and a door in front of you that will lead you to presumably the rest of the library.
Ishtar is kind of going to go into stealth mode at this point. Did not roll that good on that. Oh, 18.
Okay, yeah, that 18 will last you a couple of minutes if you come across anybody who's.
Well, I just figured we're going in here. Don't know. I'm try and be sneaky a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. So basically, you've got this door in front of you in this small catch-all room. You got two ways to go: out or further in.
Further in.
We don't. Let's say we don't have any options, do we? So further in we go.
So, are we all going in, or is it just?
It's up to you.
Do I hear anything?
I'd
Okay,
say
I guess
whoever's-
I'll go up to the door. Do I hear anything on the other side?
Make a perception test. And Tony, as far as I was concerned, Tarask found the door, and so far Ishtar is the only one who's necessarily told me that he's entered. So if you don't want to be in there quite yet, you don't have to be.
I just wanted to
16.
just wanted to make sure that we all understand what everyone's doing. I mean, I'm okay standing out and sort of watching the door so that no one else sneaks in after them.
Oh, I'm not trying to do like a go in stealthily, assassinate the guy, and run back out. I'm more.
You're looking at.
What the heck is in front of us before we decide anything?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Yeah, you're scouting ahead. So
Should Tarask go with you though?
Hey, if he's stealthy, why not?
Tarask is plenty stealthy. Yeah, Tarask would be kind of thinking like, I think the two of us could get in there. It doesn't seem too busy, at least not at the entry point.
I get to use my new armor, gives me bonus to stealth.
I think probably the best way we would approach this is kind of approach like a SWAT team does. You know, certain people go in, they check. Once they give clear, the rest of the people enter. So Korak and I would stay back. Once we know the room's clear, we would enter the next room following you guys.
I mean, yeah.
All right, and as I understand it, Korak is standing outside. Are you standing outside of the library, or are you standing outside of this door that Ishtar is checking?
I mean, I was going to be outside the library because.
Okay, that's what I thought.
May want to come.
Yeah, so you see Tarask and Ishtar kind of slip in. As you guys, Ishtar, you go up to the door, you put your ear up against the door. Yeah, you can hear the voices a little bit louder, but it doesn't sound like there is much of anything in the next room, whatever the next room might be.
All right, so I kind of try and crack the door open quietly.
It's creaky as all hell. Nothing you could possibly do unless you oil it, which you could. But as soon as you start to push it a little bit, you can tell this is a squeaky ass door.
Would that be my thieves' tool? High quality.
Or the oil lamp that you saw on the way in. You might think of that. The oil lamp that is over on the table there.
I actually have a lantern in my pack, but if there's if there's a lamp there, I'm going to take that oil. So I guess I go to open it and it goes, and I just stop and stay still. Just and I listen to this is if anyone's any like what the hell is it type things.
Nope, you don't hear anything immediately.
All right, so I wait another 10 seconds. When I'm pretty positive no one's coming, whatever you do to get the oil out, and I kind of on the hinges.
As he's doing that, Dane and Korak, you guys see a few of really hyped up people go running by. They're not full sprint, but they're jogging. It looks like they're jogging past you to get to another entrance to see if they can fit their way in there. And they kind of see you guys standing there. and they stop and they come up to well, they don't come up to you, but they stop running and they slow down their pace and they say, aren't you guys coming? We're summoning the red dragon. They've got this fervor about themselves. They're like really excited.
Very good. We'll catch up.
Go on.
They say, all right, and they keep going.
I'm going to step back into the shadows, if there are any.
Okay.
I'm actually going to, after they pass, I just take a quick look around and I'm going to slip in the door, but I'll keep it cracked open so I can be able to communicate with Korak.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. So Ishtar, it's back to you. You're scouting ahead. You've oiled this door. You're pretty certain you can open it without it creaking.
I open it nice and quiet. Does it still creak, or is it?
No, it's good. It needed that oil. It was desperately.
No, not really. So I guess I'll open it all the way.
Yeah, as soon as you crack it a little bit, you see a little bit of light flood in towards you. It's not terribly well lit in here, but it is well lit enough that you can see as you poke your head in and you look. This seems to be one of the main lofts of books, and you can see off to the right there is a large ornate desk. There is a high elf woman there who is frantically looking through some tomes, taking notes quickly. It looks like she's got a map laid out next to her, and you see something catches her attention, and you see her lean down and grab something underneath the desk and place it on top of the desk. And then when she removes her hand, you see it's a little dagger. She looks like somebody who works here. And then when you look over to the left, you can see just very tall walls of many books and tomes and what have you.
Okay, I kind of move back the way it came and slowly close the door. I turn to Tarask and I'm like, I think you may be up now. I say, this is elven woman with a dagger to the right. And I explained to her like exactly where she is. I said, I'm not going to whisper in case you guys can't hear me, but Ishtar's whispering. I says, kill her if need be, but I don't know if she's good guy, bad guy.
Tarask is gonna before he's even done with the sentence, he's gonna be pulling out one of his short swords into his right hand. And how far exactly is she from me?
From that door, she's maybe 40 feet.
Okay, and so would I have to walk out in the open to get close to her, or is there ways to?
Oh, it's 40 feet away. I thought it was like right as I opened the door. I thought it was like right there to the right. It's further away.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll split the difference, and we'll say it's about 25 to 30 feet away. A little bit closer than that, and so.
Okay.
Yeah, you could kind of stay in the shadows and go around the wall, stick close to the wall, and then you could come up right.
And that's what he would try to do.
Okay, just make a stealth check. She's going to make a perception test against your stealth check, but she's going to get minus 1d6 because she is frantically searching through papers and what have you.
Okay, 76.
She only gets a 14 on her perception.
That's a low roll for me, but that's got 3 1s in it. That's a 17 though.
Nice.
Yeah, you're easily able to sneak by as she's preoccupied with whatever she is doing, and you come up, and you are directly behind her.
Now, what I'm going to try to basically do is, I don't know if this would be a grapple, because it wouldn't really. I'm going to try to slip my blade under her neck so that I can grab her, but without having to really hold her, because if she moves, I'm going to cut her throat.
It's just going to be an agility attack roll. Now, if you normally use your agility, then great. If you normally use your strength, though, that's not going to work. This isn't it's an attack roll, but it can only be an attack roll with agility because you're coming up behind her.
Agility.
And
Yeah, I always use agility. You want me to pair
Okay.
that with swords or stealth? It doesn't actually matter. They're both 1d6.
pair it with, let's see, not swords. You can pair it with stealth. Make an agility. I guess so. It's just an agility stealth check then.
Okay, so that is going to be a 22.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You come up and you it's like a movie scene, right? Like the camera's not on a tripod for this scene. It's the cameraman and he's walking right alongside and you're kind of sneaking up behind him and you come up and you pull up and you've got your knife right underneath her chin. And when she goes to scream, you put your hand over her mouth and you've got her there for just a second and her eyes are really wide and she's looking back and forth, breathing really heavy.
I basically want to test her to see who she's with, right? So I'm going to kind of lean my head forward so I can see her face. And actually, let me check my skills here. I don't think I have really insight or anything like that. Well, I think I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I don't know if perception would fit, but I'm going to try to look at her eyes and I'm going to say, what would you say if I told you I wanted to kill the red dragon? And I just want to see the look on her face.
You see, she's in a bit of a panic at this point. So when you say that, she shakes her head like.
So I'm going to lower my hand a little bit and say, "What's that? Not too loud now."
This is. Don't kill me. Don't hurt me, please. You see your eyes darting towards the dagger on the table.
And I say, "Don't think about it. What about the dragon? Should I kill it?"
She says, she doesn't say anything. She just whimpers.
Slit her throat. I mean, she's not answering my question. She has to be with them. So,
are your eyes focused on her, or are you gonna glance at any of the books that she was looking at, or anything like that?
I mean, my plan.
Just make it.
My plan was to look at her and try to gauge her reaction. She looked panicked when I brought up killing the red dragon. So, yeah, if that's the way she looks, then I'm gonna kill her.
Okay. And her high elf blood coats your hand, coats your dagger, and she drops dead onto the books, onto the stuff she was looking at, and she slumps down onto the table.
So says, "Get the body out of there."
And yeah, he'll kind of let her slump down into his arms, and then he'll kind of pull it back.
Yeah, about the time that you pull it back, you're able to have a moment to hide behind the desk, but you see a door off in the distance, and it bursts open, and people just start flooding into this room, and you see them scouring along the walls. Some of them are saying, "Where is it? Find the door! Find the door!"
I go to that lamp that was right inside the door. And I, without shattering it, I kind of want to put it out.
Oh yeah, it wasn't lit. It was just an oil lamp,
okay.
seemingly there to be lit. Yeah, in this dark room. Yeah.
I don't know if Torres can see me, but I don't know if Torres can see me, but Ishtar starts going like motioning, come back.
Oh yeah, Dane, you hear that commotion. Even Korak, you hear a lot more commotion going on inside now. People flooding in.
And you hear me, Korak, you hear me say, kind of a loud whisper, "Get in here!"
No, I was doing that to Tarask, looking like, come back.
Right. but cracks outside the main door that I was at.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I
Okay.
let
Yep.
So
So I guess I will come in.
So I open up just enough for him to slip in, and I shut the door.
Yeah, so Korak finds a quick opportunity when there's nobody running by, everything, and then you just bloop, step down in and you make your way in. And Tarask, as you survey the situation to maybe try to get back over to Ishtar, you immediately know that if you leave this spot from underneath the desk, you will be seen, unless you're able to kind of meld in with the shadows of the wall, like sneak back along the wall and stay with the shadows and get there quickly. You might be able to make it.
And so the way that cloak kind of spell works for me, it's internal, but like I kind of actually reach back and feel for sort of this fey cloak that actually feels like it's there to me, and I kind of grab it and like Frodo-esque pull it in. I'm going to be activating it again for the second time today, and I'm going to try to meld
Ishtar,
back in.
I was going to say, Ishtar might try something. We'll get you out of there, but might make it harder for us. Pretty much just see if I can shoot something across the way to get their attention over there, which will allow you to get out, but might make problems for us.
It's only probably been like a second. I would say, like maybe Ishtar would get nervous in a few seconds if I don't get out. But do I have line of sight with Ishtar?
Let's see. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that you did.
I probably can't see Taras though, right?
No, he's pretty well hidden underneath this desk.
I know like where he is, but
he's
not
there,
exactly.
Though.
Yeah, especially not once I go full camouflaged. You'll basically lose probably most sight of me altogether.
Humanized.
So you want me to roll for that?
Yep, make an agility stealth check and add 2d6 to your for your ability.
Okay.
Basically, these guys are gonna have to roll triple sixes to see you.
That is a 19.
I gave them plenty of chances, and you're able to, with that camouflage cloak, you're able to basically invisibly slip like a shadow and just kind of meld in with the shadows that are being cast from the people who are running in. And as you make your way across the wall, you can hear the voice of what sounds like some kind of leader or a commander telling them to find the hatch. We know it's in here, in this room somewhere. As soon as you find it, let me know. As you make your way
That was what
across the wall, and then you get back to
is what
Ishtar.
we came in a hatch.
Moments later, you hear, because there's so many people in this room, you hear a guy. So Ishtar, Tarask, you've made your way back to Ishtar. You are all basically in this room again, and then you hear a guy say, "I found it! I found it! I found it!" And everybody hustles over, and nobody seems to have even noticed the blood on top of the table, the books that are strewn out, and all that kind of stuff. Nobody seems to notice that. They all rush over to the left side of the room from where you're looking.
Okay.
And then you hear this. This like wretched, rusty, like hasn't been opened in hundreds and hundreds of years sound of this metal hatch that sounds like it's been being ripped open by the force of, hundreds of zealots, and it's just, and they open up this hatch that's just out of view. You can't quite see it.
How many people did we I guess kind of see run past our little alcove?
There's still people rushing in. There are some people who seem kind of bewildered. There are some people who look confused. They're kind of like they don't know if they should be here or not. Meandering around. But there's maybe about 75 to 80% of them are very, and there seems to be about 70 to 80 people in the room right now, with more coming in constantly.
Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah, another situation we can't get out of easily.
We could pretend to be zealots and go with him, see what's happening.
Ishtar could probably do
I
that.
think that's the only course of action we have.
Ishtar's good at BSing his way into stuff.
I don't know how, I sort of stand out here, so.
So I guess I turn back and says, guys, you want me to be like, yeah, red dragon, that.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah, let's figure this out.
Now I'll come with you. I can at least blend in with this crowd.
All right, Ishtar lights up, takes a huge puff.
Hey, this is crazy. Pass that over here.
You know what? I give Tarash a bunch of them.
He was hyperventilating. Okay.
You see Ishtar kind of go okay.
When you bring it up to your mouth, Tarask, you notice your hand still covered in that high elf blood, and it just catches you for a moment.
And he just kind of shakes his hand off, and he goes, "Hey, take out one of those crazy bastards."
Ishtar either didn't hear you or didn't care. So Ishtar comes with that, and he starts walking down the hallway.
One second before you leave. I'm going to activate my new power, my new exploit. Real evil.
Which one's that?
That's from the Knights of. It says, driven by your devotion to the White Dragon once per day, you may reach out with your mind and detect any magic using Death's Shadow or Undead Secret within a mile radius. This will give you close to an exact location and lasts while you can maintain concentration. Okay, but then they just found the...
Because I can just detect magic in general within 60 feet.
Well, this is within a mile, but it's specific to Death's Shadow and evil. Undead. Sorry.
Undead.
So they just found it, so if they're going to do some sort of ritual, maybe I should wait so that my concentration doesn't break. So
you guys see Korak. He stops you, and he kind of collects himself in a way that seems almost unbecoming of him. And you're used to seeing this savage orc, and all of a sudden he seems to be holding himself a little higher, seems to be just a little bit more noble, and he closes his eyes, and you see him enter what you can only describe as a meditative state, much like you've seen Dane. And Korak, as soon as you do that, you get an overwhelming feeling of and sense of shadow and death below you, down in the ground, already there.
Okay.
Your sense of it is that whatever they're opening, wherever they're going, if it's down, they're going towards something truly terrible. And you're overcome with a sense of dread.
All right, so what are they chanting?
Well, as you guys kind of watch and you debate on what to do, the stream actually kind of comes to a bit of a halt. There are still some people, but most of the people that have stayed behind they seem very reluctant to go down into this hole wherever this rest of the group is going. And, they just seem to be getting further and further down. Korak, your best guess is that it's really far down. You're talking how many feet are in a mile?
5,280.
Okay, that's what I thought. You were talking about 400 feet down. You sense this really terrible presence. So, yeah, people just kind of disappear from the room, and the only people that are left are, they don't seem quite as, hyped up about this whole thing.
All right, so I guess
Well,
I'll walk out.
Well, I will tell you.
Look at Ishtar and go, I think we. Okay.
I will tell you that whatever is down there is really bad. It's about 400.
Start do like a big. Okay.
And Korak, you feel this something kind of Korak's not really felt before, and that is this urge or this draw to purge that from, well, like you sense that it's something that doesn't belong anywhere, and much in the same way how Daniel described before, how as members of the Order of the White Flame you would be drawn to evil, drawn to extinguish it. You think that might be what this is.
We need to destroy it.
All right, so I guess my plan is to kind of walk out, but like if I see the stream is lessened, I like poke my head out and see. Would it be okay if I just kind of like walk out, or should I still try and like blend in, go red dragon, and like? So that's what Ishtar, like, I look out, is there still like, is this stream of people like stopped, or?
It's slowed down. There are still some people like waiting to get down into wherever they're going, but they're at the end of the line.
Okay, so then I'll walk out and I'll copy their like giddy, like, come on, let's go.
And Tarask is kind of taking the different approach. He's, his cloak is still, feels like he's still holding it around him. It still feels like it's helping him, and he's kind of clinging in the shadows, like he's walking in the same direction as them, so you could call it imitating them, but for the most part, he's hugging shadows and trying to remain unseen.
I'm kind of following.
Yeah, and given your stealth check from before, these are just normal people. They are not noticing you. You're going to be able to slip in kind of behind everybody else, completely unnoticed. Now, by the time you get down,
I was going to say
these.
Sorry. What I was going to try to do, with this crowd being kind of oblivious to what's going on, I'm going to try to maneuver myself. I'm not trying to be stealthy or anything, but I am trying to be somewhat inconspicuous, trying to maneuver myself towards that desk and see if I can make out
when you come out, you see Ishtar going like, let's do the red dragon, and you see kind of Tarask. You notice you're not gonna have any problem just walking over to the desk. There's nobody. No, first of all, none that you've been able to tell is armed. And otherwise, yeah, you just walk over there if you want.
Okay, so I want to go over there and see what's there.
So when you look at the desk, you kind of come over there, you see, first of all, you see the crumpled body of that elven woman, and she's kind of tucked underneath the desk, hidden quite nicely. You see a book with a bloody handprint on it that seems to, the blood kind of drags down off the table. And the book, as you're looking at it, is... it's a history book, and it talks about the history of this library, and... a quick few flips of the book, and you realize it talks about the history, how this library was once a great temple, and that next to that book is a map of the and yeah, whatever this woman was looking at, she was trying to. It looks like she was trying to find something. Yeah.
Okay. By looking at is the map that you've given us, or is this a different map? In other words,
this is a map of the layout of the. And it's actually a rather old map of the layout of a temple, an ancient temple.
Okay. I guess since nobody's really paying attention to what I'm doing, I'm going to I want to try to see if I can piece together what she was trying to piece together. See if it could help us.
It's unclear. So basically, with the amount of information that you have in front of you, she could either have been trying to find something,
Okay.
For good or bad, or she could have been researching because she's interested in it, or she could have been somebody who works there who's trying to convince these people who are coming in, this is why you shouldn't go down there, or maybe she's trying to help them. It's unclear. You don't know without talking to her, and
which I can't because she's dead. Thanks for asking.
Literally told to do it.
Ishtar didn't know. He just said, kill her, don't kill her, I don't know.
Might as well tell him to kill her then.
Hey, she could have been a cultist.
Yeah, and
Ishtar doesn't even know if she was like a historian.
well, you still don't know. It's now the one thing I will say is that her garb seems to be like it's not traditional like people wear. It looks like she was wearing her work clothes, to be sure. But it's not necessary. It's still hard to tell what she was doing with all that material.
okay. Since my sense magic is a 60-foot range, do I sense magic on that dagger?
No.
Okay. I will take I will go ahead and take the dagger. I'll quote unquote pocket it. Just and if it comes in handy, give it to Ishtar, give it to Trask, or somebody like that could use it. I guess at this point I'll kind of maneuver my way back over. I'll actually maneuver my way over to Ishtar, and I'll take the dagger and say, here, take this. It may come in handy. And kind of hint to him that I've got the dagger, and then
As Ishtar's doing that, I quickly grab it and put it in, and I go back to come on, join in. So the rah dragon, yeah. Kill them all, kill Alpha Good. Now, if there's any chanting or yelling going on, Ishtar is just going to pretty much copy
Yeah.
whatever.
Blend in. Korak, are you following in behind everybody?
Yeah, I'll stay towards the back,
Okay.
sort of following that
Yeah, you'll kind
feeling.
of shuffle in behind. Okay, and then Tarask is going to kind of come up behind you and kind of slip in unseen. Now, as you guys make your way down, so the first thing that you notice as you come up to where these people are going in, it looks like they had to flip over a desk. They had to tear open a piece of floor. They had just started kind of systematically going to the places where they think they might find some kind of entrance, and it looks like some dude either knew where it was or had a suspicion or got lucky, and he flipped a table, pulled up some floorboards, and found this just 3 foot by 3 foot thick large metal hatch that it's rusted, it's old. And they open it up, and there's a very long, dark stairwell going down. And you see some people down in the distance that have torches, but as soon as you get 10 feet down on the steps, you quickly determine that this is leading you down into caves, into cavern, and it's no longer brick or stone. It's leading you down into the earth, for sure. And as you continue on your way down, Yeah, you hear people talking about this is what we need. This is, the time has come. We're finally going to be free. We're finally going to. The land is going to be cured again.
Make Nala great
And
again.
No, not like that. It's more like, you even hear mentions of the prophecy of the Black Dragon. You hear that mentioned in whispers that catches your ears. And basically what you can gather as you're on your way down is that they seem to think that by coming down here, that this was a temple to the Red Dragon in some ancient time. And of course, this day and age, not many people believe in the ancient dragon gods. And so not only is that far-fetched for this many people to be believing in that all of a sudden, but then they're also saying that somehow by coming down here and petitioning the Red Dragon, they're gonna bring that Red Dragon forth, and he's gonna bring retribution and justice, and he's gonna save us from this darkness that's covering the land. Lady Sybil's dead, she's gone, and Isteran has been going to hell, and this library, we know there's an ancient temple here, we know that there's something here, and we're gonna find it, and we're gonna get the Red Dragon, and he's gonna take care of everything for us. And so you guys begin making your way down. As you're about, you would guess, maybe 3/4 of the way down, the entire earth that you're with, just everything seems to shake and rumble.
So all four of us are down
and
here.
And then everything's like really yeah, you're still on the stairwell.
All four of us are here?
You're not...
Yes.
Okay, but we're kind of scattered, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dane is farthest behind. We're kind of spread out a bit, but we're all heading down the same hallway.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, everything kind of shakes, and then, like, there's silence. Like, you see people kind of, like, stopping and looking, and there's kind of drips of water that you can hear and everything. But then, like a rush of waves, you hear screams and absolute curdled terror coming from in front of you. And there's a moment where, if you choose, you can either finish your way down these stairs before this flood of people come back, running back up the stairs, or you can run back up the stairs.
Oh.
Well, we know what we came to do.
Yeah, Ishtar's gonna go forward. I'm probably in front of everyone, so
I'm gonna try to hug a wall, but continuing my forward move, but like basically wall crawling.
Yeah, I guess the same. I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, what's interesting, Tarask?
I'm not gonna like jump into the people.
As you're crawling. Yeah, as Tarask, you're kind of slinking your way along the wall. You're in this like rocky kind of cavernous / dirt / granite kind of cavernous, material that you're kind of hugging up against. The strangest thing, it seems like a tree root, and there's no possible way any trees could be growing this far down. It seems like a tree root kind of comes out and kind of grabs a hold of your shoulder. You're easily able to kind of shake it off and be like, what the hell? As you kind of keep going. But that definitely catches your attention very briefly.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly freaked out. Both in-game and out of game.
So, you hear screams. As you kind of get down to the bottom of the stairwell, you see people kind of running up towards the stairs, and as you look, kind of happens in slow motion as you look. There are some people that make it up onto the stairwell and begin running up, and then that cluster is kind of cut in half by large, what look like roots that just form a wall that don't let anybody else back up the stairs. And then a stiff wind kind of blows through the entire cavern and blows out all the torches. and it is completely black in this cavern. And
I have my staff. Does
Let's
it
see.
glow?
That's a great question. No.
Okay.
No, but you are getting this dreadful sense of nefarious magic coming closer.
Okay.
And Korak, you're feeling it too. In fact, you're all feeling this kind of foreboding presence, but Dane, you know that it's something of a magical nature, to be sure.
Okay.
And then you just hear, let's see, so before the lights went out, what you could see was a large opening and like very tall, like I'm talking giant sized, like maybe 50 feet tall, like archways going back down into this beautifully elaborately carved cavern system, it seemed. And then as you looked at that, you looked back, the wall, these roots closed off the wall, they closed off people, and then everything went black. A few people are able to relight their torches. If any of you have a torch or a light source, you can. Or if any of you have dark vision, you can see.
I got my crossbow I can turn on.
I have dark sight.
That sounds so weird.
Yeah, that does sound weird. So, Ishtar, your crossbow it emits a faint glow. What's the radius
I've
on
got
that?
my lantern. If you has the light enhancement, I think it's only like, I'll say it's only
I
like
did not write that down for some reason. Oh, I did not
I'm
write
looking
that
it
down.
up.
Magic. I can check quick. It's not a lot, but equipment quality.
Korak, what you see with your dark sight as your eyes adjust, you all feel the ground kind of rumble with these large. It's not even footsteps. It seems to be a continuous rumble, but then you hear a large, heavy swatting sound, and then you hear the sound of bodies being flicked aside like ants, just, and you hear people just smushing up against the cave walls and hitting the ground with sickening thuds. And then that's all kind of happening on the other side of this archway to the left, and then rounding the corner through this archway, Korak, you can see just this large hulking figure of the best that you could describe it is a wood golem. I don't know how else to describe it. I'll put a picture up, but essentially it's this being that has been created out of like trees that are wrapped all together, and he's got a face. I'm just gonna put the
Caleb is 30 feet.
picture up because
Okay. Yeah, I just found actually it's 30.
okay, no, my browser didn't close. There it is. There we go.
Oh, root on steroids.
Yep. That's what kind of rounds the corner, and it has these glowing eyes, which you can all see. And it seems to just kill with a singular purpose of clearing out and destroying, and it seems to have no other mind other than to just find, like, there's even a moment where like somebody's running like, oh no, like, they're all by themselves, and it looks down at them slowly, and it just takes his hand and it just squishes the person. The person wasn't attacking it or anything, it just squishes them. And then it turns its eyes to you four.
Oh, wonderful.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't think that's what they were expecting.
I know it wasn't what I was expecting.
We're in a lot of trouble.
Give me initiative rolls, because this thing's coming straight towards you guys.
All right, remember to add your 1d6 against exploit.
Puts me at 16.
23.
And just so you know, I am not modifying these stats. Sometimes I will modify them because I think the monsters, I don't want to hurt my players, it's going to be too hard. I'm not modifying these
27.
stats. Screw you guys.
3 letters come to mind.
Korak is 27. Tarask, what was yours?
23.
23. Ishtar?
16.
16. And Dane?
27. What's your agility,
14.
Korak? Okay, you've got it above me.
Okay. Let me roll for this guy. He does not have high initiative at all. He gets a 5.
Nice. Unless that was for just one of the humans, which would suck.
Nope, that's for Big Bad here. So, first to act is Korak. Now, Korak, when you look out, you see he is probably about 60 feet ahead of you still. So it's a very large space that you're in. Yeah.
Is this considered a non-urban? Sorry. No.
It's not rural, but it's not urban. No, it's not urban.
My movement jumps to 10 if I'm in non-urban. But I'm assuming I'm going to be hindered by people between me and it.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, I would say if it weren't for the people, it would be considered non-urban, but there's a lot of people to have to go around.
All right, so
They're all screaming and banging on the wooden bark.
well, I will move towards it, just one movement, and can I get it's tall enough that I could get a clear shot above the others' heads with a throwing spear?
Oh, yeah. Sorry if I didn't tell you how big this thing is. This thing's at least 40 feet tall.
So I will throw a spear.
Yeah, it's got about 10 feet of clearance from the top of those archways.
And I critted naturally with a triple sixes. So that's 28 total.
Bring it on. You can go ahead. Do your thing. You're gonna need to.
Okay. Completely missed my box.
I will not be armbarring this thing.
I did not.
You could do it.
You could finger bar
A
him.
root bar. Yeah, there you go. Finger bar.
That's 17 points of damage.
Okay. A little spear sticks into its bark.
Okay.
17. Okay. So. Okay. You've hit. Next up is Dane.
All right, I'm going to take a standard move forward. I'm going to grab one of my oil flasks and throw it at him. My reasoning will be revealed later.
Okay, you're going to coat it in oil?
Exactly.
Okay.
So would this be just a standard attack roll, agility attack roll?
Well, first we have to figure out. So, Tony, how far away did I say this thing was?
You said 60
He
feet.
said 60, so I'm taking... My standard move is 6, which would be 30 feet.
Yep, so you're able to close in. You're within 30 feet, and you're throwing a flask of oil?
Yes.
All right, so the range increment on stuff like that is not very high.
Okay.
I know it's going to be in here somewhere. I'm just going to be a heck of a thing to find. Dart, sling, spear. It'd be more akin to a dart. I would say a dart would fly further than a flask of oil because of the fletchings on the tail end of it, but we'll go with the dart range increment, which is a range increment of 3.
Okay.
So that's 15 feet. So it's 2 range increments out. So minus
So I would-
2d6 for your ranged
I was
attack
gonna
roll.
say, like in D&D and Pathfinder, I think like a flask is 20 feet, but
Okay, so
Yep.
my standard.
So just it'd be an agility attack roll with any skill in throwing that you have, or intuition. You can use intuition for ranged attacks as well.
Okay, well, my intuition and agility are the same die level.
Okay. Spoiler alert: all you need to do is hit a 10 or higher.
Okay.
This thing's massive.
3D
Doesn't have very high defenses.
Okay, 3d6. And just to make sure, I'll go ahead and throw in a luck die. I mean, I know I'm not
Yeah, that extra luck die, that should cover it.
Yeah, it's the 15, so yeah, I hit him.
Okay, so your oil flask goes, it hits it on its knee, and it coats it in this oil
Okay, good.
as it kind of shuffles along the floor here.
And then,
All right, Tarask.
That was my move.
Okay, I imagine, Tarask was sticking to the shadows, so he's probably in the back of this party, especially after Dane ran forward. He's going to, of course, whip out his longbow. He doesn't have like a exploit involving fire, but is it possible for me to just reach into my kit and can I use a number of actions to create a flaming arrow?
Hell yeah.
Cool. So how many actions? Like, would that take both of my actions this time and I'd be shooting next time, or would it take one of my actions this time?
Let's see. What do you have in your pack? How are you going to plan on lighting an arrow?
Oh, so I don't. So I have like torch lighting equipment. So whatever the common. So I'm imagining like a flint mechanism. Nothing too complicated. Just something that could be struck to create a spark. But I don't have any like necessarily like things for creating an arrow. So I was just going to rip a bit of fabric off of my regular clothes and kind of wrap the tip of the arrow up.
Given that you don't have to move, because your range increment on your bow is massive, and so all you got to do is spend one action, I'd say, because a free action can be used to either put away or draw out a weapon, and then you still get a move action and stuff like that. So, like, yeah, you can use an action to just kind of you see what he did, and you're instantly you're grabbing your stuff. You're gonna pull out the stuff, you wrap your thing up, and you can light it really quickly. I'll let you have a shot.
Okay, so yeah, I will.
That's going to be your only thing. So it can't be a split shot. You can't use any other exploit with it. It's going to be just a regular old shot that you can take with it, though.
Yeah, so I will just take my attack shot then with this.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, and Korak, because you crit with that's piercing.
Yes.
It's gonna move it down a track. No, see, it's immune to bleeding. Never mind.
Right.
So that's a 20. No crit.
Yeah, that's a solid hit right there where you needed it to hit. So it goes up. Roll your normal arrow damage. Subtract 1d6 because of the softer blow of the fabric that's on there. But the arrowhead's still gonna pierce in.
I'm gonna spend a luck die to up that damage by 1.
Okay.
That's gonna be total 20 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
And it is currently burning.
wait. Oh, yeah, the last... Oh, darn it. The first 2 dice were 6s. Never mind. Yeah, 20 damage.
Let me just pull up the errata for burning really quick.
Should be 1d6 per turn.
Well, as it continues to burn, it's going to get larger and larger. Yeah. So it's per round. So I will do that at the beginning of every one of its... No, at the beginning of every round. So at the top of the turn order, when it is Korak's turn, remind me to roll the burning damage. Okay, so we'll have it take 1d6 right now. Okay, that's 2 damage. It's going to bypass its soak. You need it, trust me. So let's see. We're going to... Next is Ishtar.
All right. How far is this thing?
From where you're at right now, about 60 feet out.
Perfect, just within range. Not sure if it'll work, but this is Ishtar's first gut reaction. I'm gonna go pull out the lute, start playing. I'm gonna go full blown on the tired track. I start. Oh, let's pull out some. Let's play the Cure. Nice soft guitar driven, like some Robert Smith vocals
As long as
going
it's
on.
not Friday, I'm in love.
I actually like that song, but that's not appropriate for this.
That's
All right.
why I meant. That's why I said don't do that one.
It's Friday, I'm in love. All right, so yes, I'm gonna go try and hit both times on the tired track. No idea if it'll work, but that's just her gut reaction. 2.
Now, is this infused with any kind of magic? Like, is that how you envision Ishtar operating? Because it could be a couple of different ways. You know, it could be that your songs are just so alluring that, they have their effect. Or it could be that they are infused with a certain amount of magic that imparts those effects.
That's what I was going for, but I assume I'd have to get back, talk to Daniel to get that kind of.
Oh, no. I assumed it to be like however you envisioned it with Ishtar. Because bards can be...
I kind of look at it as
it's more of a flavor.
I kind of look at it more as it's a spell, but not I'm not casting a spell, if that makes sense.
Yes. So basically, is there magic in your song, or is it just the songs are so potent as songs that
I'm gonna say,
and really honestly, in the setting, it doesn't necessarily matter one way or the other. It's more how you see it, because magic exists in Istera. Everybody has it. I would say it's actually probably more likely that a bard would use in Istera would use the innate magical properties they have through generations of dragon's blood from the tribal wars and all that kind of stuff. They would use that to
I'm gonna say when I started, it was probably more he's just damn good at singing. That over time, since everything that's happened, maybe now it's still damn good at singing, but I got a little more oomph behind it.
Right.
Especially with my projection.
You finally found the 11 on the volume. Yeah, I was about to say you found 11 on the knob.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
So, what'd you get on your roll for the performance check?
First one, 18.
What was your second roll?
One, actually, no, it's a little better. 19.
Okay, your melodious
the mental defense
melatones. Yes, they wash over this creature, and you see where it got injured from Korak's spear. It rejuvenates that spot and pops the spear out, and the spear hits the ground.
That's what happened when I started playing.
Yep.
Oh,
So as soon as you assaulted it with any kind of magical type attack, it seemed to absorb that and rejuvenate itself.
so you see, it starts playing when you see guys like on the last string. Oh, literally like a oh. Okay, that's my whole turn.
Okay, I know what I'm doing next.
So yeah, the monster, he's going to take his turn now, and he is first going to smash part of the archway that he's in. He takes one of his fists and he smashes rocks in your guys' general direction. So it'll be a ranged attack. He totally critted with a 33 and 3 6s. So that's 3d6 blunt damage. But it's gonna explode.
Crap. Plus the crit.
Let's see what happened. So not doing good so far. 1 damage. Not doing good. So 3 damage. Plus 5 is 8. So you guys are pelted with these rocks, and yes, you are momentarily
Blunt puts us dazed.
Yeah, so you until you shake it off, which takes an action, you can only take 1 action per round. That's its first action. Or you can burn a luck die. Its second action, it is going to take that opportunity to punch its hand into the ground, and then a whole bunch of other roots come up in another part of the room and just basically wrap themselves around a whole bunch of other people and just squishes them until they're bloody pulps and turned into nothingness, and they let go of the people and they go back down into the ground. And it normally gets 4 actions. I'm going to limit it to 3. So its third action, it just shuffles forward 15 feet and continues its way forward on its bloody massacre trail.
And how much damage did you say it was?
8. If it's pretty insignificant, you probably all soak it, but my dogs are whining at me, and it's getting late. So he's going to take 1 more action before we actually call it for the night. So let me see. What's something really cool he can do. Darn it. Now, you know what? Here's what happens. Tarask, as you look at this creature and you see it raining terror down here, your mind kind of like goes back to when you killed that woman upstairs. And you know how sometimes we see things but we don't necessarily perceive them because there's a lot of other things going on? Well, your eyes caught a glimpse of the book that she was looking at, and one of the things that you realize she was looking at is it was a picture. You obviously didn't sit down and read the book or whatever, but it was a picture of a dark seed buried deep in the ground, and it showed not only one of these dark seeds underneath this temple, but dark seeds spread across all of Istera, buried in the ground. Ancient dark seeds buried all across Istera. And we'll pick up next time with Korak. Let me roll the burning damage for this thing. It's another 2 damage, bypasses soak.
And the epilogue as the camera shuts is just Taras thinking of all the times to regret killing someone.